final webinar in the series today. So Stephen's got a little surprise for you. We haven't just got one prize, we've got two. So every single person that's on this webinar will be entered into the spin to win the prize. But as always, listen very carefully during the presentations, because at the end you can get 10 additional entries into the spin to win by answering the question correctly. So Stephen, over to you. Introduce your team.
Sarah, thank you very much again, and welcome to, as Sarah has indicated, the final in the series of the Discover Tobago webinars for this year. We started off several months ago with a nature-focused webinar. Then we followed that up with an adventure-focused webinar. And then last month we had a beautiful romance webinar, and today we have an even more beautiful, I mean, I know what's coming, cultural focused webinar. So yes, we've had some great presentations, and we have some beautiful presentations for you today. I'd just like to introduce my special guest. First of all, I'd like to introduce Marcia Patrick, who is my colleague, my main squeeze in Tobago. She's the person I speak to the most. We talk all the time, don't we, Marcia? Say hi, Marcia.
Hi guys,
Marcia.
welcome.
And Marcia is going to be on the chat throughout the whole of this presentation and answer any questions you have on Tobago and anything else to do with Tobago. Please, as Sarah's indicated, please put any questions regarding the two hotels that you're going to see, or any of the excursions that my other friend, who I'm going to introduce shortly, is going to see in the chat, and we will ask those, and we'll go through those questions after each presentation. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce my special guest today. We will, after following my section, we will have Sophia Hussain, who is the operations manager from the Tropicist Beach Hotel. And we've got someone else just peeking in to the video as well. I don't know who that person is. Following Sophia, we're going to have Phil Williams from TTT.
My apologies, that's my duty supervisor.
That's okay, that's perfectly fine. After Sophia, we're going to have Phil Williams from TTT Excursions. Now, normally every month I've taken you on a little bit of a journey around Tobago, pointing out various bits and pieces. This time we have Phil, one of our best tour guides on the island. So he's going to take you around and show you some of the most amazing, beautiful things. I've seen his presentation. He's actually got something new I've never seen in his presentations. So there's a bonus question. There's a bonus extra entry into the draw if you can also figure out what I've not been on during his presentation. And following Phil's presentation, we're going to have Mrs. Elizabeth Williams, who's the guest services and reservations manager, and Marguerite Suku Sorias, who is the F&B manager from the beautiful Coco Reef Resort and Spa. So you've got two gorgeous hotels, and you have a wonderful experienced tour guide to take you around Tobago. Those are my guests today. Say hello, those who are here.
Everybody.
Excellent,
Hello,
beautiful.
everybody.
Excellent. So without further ado, I just want to, I'm going to start to share my screen now, Sarah. I think this is my time now. And I'll take you on a little bit of an introduction into Tobago. I do kind of work on the premise that sometimes there are people who are joining us who've not seen any presentation for Tobago, and this is their first time. Those who have been on the whole series, then welcome back, and hopefully you've enjoyed the whole series. And for those who are brand new to this, hopefully you'll enjoy this presentation also and learn a little bit more about our beautiful island. So, before I start this, one of the things I've done before every presentation is just get everybody into the mood of Tobago. And there's no better way than just showing this short 3-minute Nat Geo produced video, which just gets everybody into the vibe of this beautiful, authentic Caribbean experience. So.
It's only when I go abroad and I see what is out there and I come back and I measure against what is here. There is no comparison to beauty.
Some writings of our history, it is said that Christopher Columbus called it Bella Fauna, meaning beautifully formed.
Natural, beautiful, peaceful. Yes, I get emotional. That's why I'm here.
One of the fascinating things about nature, there is always something new, and especially in the tropics where there's such wide diversity, persons can experience and have the awe associated with some of the beaches we have, aquatic life we have, some of the fascinating birds we have within a day, within a short period of time.
You have the Caribbean Sea on one side, you have the Atlantic Ocean on the other side. On our doorstep, a fringe reef that wraps around the entire area. You have this huge amount of biodiversity and liveliness of the entire water that surrounds the island. We also do bioluminescent nighttime tours, which are like an escape into the deep, dark secrets of this, glowing phenomenon. It's like this almost cosmic effect. It's just something to be seen.
I know everybody in the village, and everybody know me. That is the nice thing about here.
Tobago is used to the extended family. There was always a grandmother, aunt, uncle. There was always love.
We eat and we drink, we laugh, and everything together.
Tobago, in one word to me, beautiful. Beautiful place to live.
It gives me great pleasure to be in Tobago and do what I do.
The sunsets here are hardly bar none, some of the nicest I've seen.
I would describe Tobago of one of the clean, serene, and the best place that anyone could come. Be easy, be happy, and have a good time. There is nothing to compare to.
This little dot called Tobago exists, and come visit.
Wow, 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 wow. Oops, I could go for it again, but I'm sure you guys get bored. Every single time I see that, it makes me feel warm all over. So yes, that's the beautiful, beautiful island of Tobago. Just as an introduction for those who haven't seen anything with us at all before, don't know anything about us, we are part of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. We are positioned right at the very bottom of the crest of the Caribbean islands, right at the very bottom, right next to Venezuela. Obviously, our focus is just on the beautiful island of Tobago. We actually sit underneath the hurricane belt, so we don't get troubled by them on an annual basis. We're close to the equator, approximately 30 degrees year round, so a really tropical, warm. We are very much influenced by South America with a couple of things, including the flora and fauna, the forest, the bird life, the animal life, and of course, a lot of people don't know, we're influenced by the Orinoco element down here with the coral systems, amazing, strong coral systems. So yes, very much influenced by our positioning in the Caribbean and very much at the very bottom of the crest of beautiful Caribbean islands. Just to give you a very, very brief overview of the protocols, I'm only going to point out a couple of key things. Key for tourism going to Tobago right now, the borders are technically speaking open. Only fully vaccinated non-nationals can travel to Tobago, and you must have a negative PCR test at least 72 hours beforehand. Then focusing on UK and obviously international passengers. Obviously, these protocols are being revised as we speak. Okay, obviously, everyone is fully aware of how things are changing around the world and things are developing and changing. The most up-to-date information you can find regarding protocols arriving into Tobago can be found at this website right here. Please take a screen grab, please write it down now. Don't go to it now because we're just at the beginning of the presentation. At the very top of this landing page, you will see something called the Travel Advisory. And then you click on that, and then that will take you to all the information you possibly need about what you can do, you can't do, who can arrive, who can't arrive. One key thing I'm going to point out is all passengers, be it residents or non-residents, have to fill in a T travel pass, which basically documents all the information you have your vaccination situation and what have you before you can come into Tobago, before you can come into Trinidad and Tobago, in fact. So yes, these are just the key little basic things I wanted to point out to you with regards to the protocols. Most importantly, go to the tobagobeyond.com site to get the most up-to-date information. Coming soon from the UK side, we do have confirmation that British Airways are coming back on the 10th of January, and they will be flying twice a week out of Gatwick. The service stops in Antigua. As you guys all know, the service only touches down there, so your passengers stay on the aircraft and are not disrupted. We haven't had confirmation yet from Virgin's restart of their service. Hopefully we'll hear that fairly soon. But if and when they do return, that'll be a Heathrow service. Over the winter months, again, twice a week. In the summer, it goes down to once a week, with exactly the same situation with a touchdown in Antigua. British Airways have restarted 5 times a week service out of Gatwick to Port of Spain, then offering you a Caribbean Airlines connection down to Tobago, and that there's information regarding a new KLM service out of Amsterdam 3 times a week via Barbados. So lots of different options in coming to Tobago, all hopefully starting up and running in the new year, ready and waiting. The other new news for you, which I've mentioned a couple of times during the previous presentations, is the fact that we do have a new airport being built as we speak, a new airport terminal with new runways. So it's expected to be completed at the end of next year. So a wonderful new facility for arrivals and departures for visitors to Tobago. In light of Phil's detailed discussion and presentation, I just want to do a 1-minute quick overview of the geography of Tobago. And again, this is more for those who've not seen any of the presentations or don't know anything about Tobago itself. It is 25 by 7 at its widest point, 25 from the airport down in that southern western tip. My mouse pointer, there we go, we can see it, there's the airport down there. So about there, it's about 25 by about 7 at its widest point. The 2 hotels that you're going to hear from today are both positioned down in the southern western tip, called Crown Point. This is also the area where you will find Pigeon Point Heritage Park. For those who are part of the adventure presentation, will know that a lot of the kite surfing, windsurfing, a lot of the adventure water sports is done from that particular point. I just want to highlight this little crevice here, which is the Bonaccord Lagoons. Just for those who are aware of our bioluminescence experience, that is exactly where it happens, in that little area down there. So very, very beautiful. If we travel further up the coast here, along these beaches here, particularly along this area here, is where you will find or experience, have the privilege of experience some leatherback turtle nesting along this area here, which is absolutely gorgeous. And then as we again travel further up the coast, we'll come to Castara Bay and Panatouvie Bay, which are beautiful, authentic, unspoilt Caribbean villages. They're just villages, very, very beautiful. Some with some beautiful little properties in them and some, self-catering accommodation. But if you want that sort of village experience, then you can definitely have it in Tobago, particularly in these sort of areas here. And then again, if we travel further, we'll come to this area here, which is Charlottesville area, and traveling around to Bayside area where number 10 is. And that's fantastic. These areas are absolutely fantastic for scuba diving, amazing scuba diving around these areas here. And then we travel a little bit further along. I did say this was only a minute. We're traveling around the island very quickly. We'll come around to number 5 around here. And this is where you'll come to one of our most prestigious, most beautiful waterfalls, the Argyle Falls, which is a 3-tiered, it's probably our most famous waterfalls, 3-tiered waterfall with a beautiful swimming pool underneath each of them. And right next door to Argyle Falls is the Tobago Coco Estate, where you can learn all about the cocoa being grown in Tobago, which goes on to produce some award-winning, beautiful chocolate. And then we keep traveling around the island to here. This is Scarborough, this is the capital. And we have Fort King George there with the Tobago Museum. We can learn all about the history of Tobago there. And then again, if we just carry on around the island, we come back to Crown Point, which is where we started. And you come to Tropicus and Coco Reef down here. So yes, that's a quick journey around the island. Obviously, there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of wonderful experiences that you can have in Tobago. I've just given you a little tiny smidgen, a little bit of a taster. But without further ado, I think now we need to introduce my first guest. I introduced her earlier on, Sophia Hussein, Operations Manager from the Tropicist Beach Hotel. She will basically talk you through a wonderful presentation that we've created on a beautiful property. So yes, without further ado, welcome to the Tropicist Beach Hotel. Sophia, are you here? Are you there?
Yes, I am. I am terribly sorry. I had to move locations. Rain fell on me.
Oh, okay. No, it doesn't rain in Tobago. Yes, of course it does. That's why we're so beautiful, green and lush. Yes, it does occasionally rain.
Yeah, I just had to move quickly. I do apologize, but I'm
Don't
here
worry.
now. So
You're here.
Yes.
Brilliant. So I'm about to start the presentation. Start your video. Are you ready? You good to go?
Ready.
Excellent. Okay, then I shall mute myself and over to Sophia. Don't forget, any questions you have, please put them in the chat box. Thank you.
Hi guys, welcome to Tropicist Beach Hotel. Well, this is your tropical holiday destination, if I should say. It's nestled on 5 acres of beautifully landscaped property on the southwestern shores of Tobago. It's located probably approximately 5 minutes away from the A&R Robinson International Airport, various shopping areas as well, restaurants and shops. As you enter here, well, let me just pause for a moment until we reach the stairs. We have our sanitization set up there. As you enter, this is our newly refurbished lobby reception area. At Tropicus, there are 49 rooms. We do 20 standard rooms, 21 superior rooms, and 8 deluxe rooms. 2 of these categories I'll show you in a short bit as we move along throughout the presentation. We do welcome drinks on arrival for our guests. If they're not presented here, we take them down to a bar area as well. So as you follow along this pathway here, this is our beautiful garden area. And you can see the 2 buildings there. Each building comprises of 3 floors. This area here is our superior and deluxe, some of our deluxe rooms. This is our office and whatever. And this area here consists of our standard rooms and deluxe rooms as well. This here is what we refer to as a lagoon pool. This consists of a children's section, which is about a foot area for children. There's a swimmer bar here as well, and a mini waterfall, which I'll show you throughout the presentation, which makes amazing. It's a picture perfect background. We also have like lounges, umbrellas. We put them through poolside, so at least people can enjoy. We have created spaces so you can have your drinks. Should you decide to do meals as well? Poolside is a nice setting. Here, this is our other pool, which is our diving pool. Again, there are lawn chairs and the seating area as well, that we can just relax. We also have a jacuzzi house as well, again overlooking the ocean, which is a fantastic. This view is just a breathtaking view. It's a view from one of our superior rooms, which I'll show you later on. This is the Windy Waterfalls. It's fantastic. It's a nice background for pictures. And right here, this swimmer bar. So this room here is one of our superior rooms. As you can see, it's finished, right? We have ceiling fan lamps, cable television, hot and cool showers. We do a little tea station person store, which is replenished daily. All rooms have their telephones in all rooms as well, so you can get in contact with reception throughout the hotel, whereas the restaurants, hotels, lobby. We also have there's many refrigerators in the rooms. This offers a spectacular view. Waking up to this in the morning is amazing. Sometimes I never have enough superior rooms to give to guests because they want to wake up to that ocean. Now, superior rooms can be either there's ground floor, there's second floor as well. So, and some of them are on the third floor. I'll explain as we go along the room categories for you. Right, so here we have the shower and bath. These rooms are also equipped with like hair dryers, irons as well. There's a safe and a tea station in all rooms. Now, I'm pleased to offer you, this is our deluxe room suites. This is what we refer to as our deluxe suites. These are located on the third floor of the second building that I showed you. These are one of our largest rooms, and they consist, we have desk and chairs, there's 2 beds, accent chairs, cable television, hot and cold shower as well. We have hair dryers, irons, telephone, safes, and well, tea stations as well. Now, these rooms, these particular rooms, you get it's a pool view room, but you also get a glimpse of the ocean. So it's a complete. This is like your morning picture. All our deluxe suites have these, we did our bath. So there's no tubs or anything like that. They're just showers. Now this is what we refer to as our sun deck or upper deck. This overlooks the oceans, and here our guests can relax and they can have meals or just take in the sights. We've created a lot of spaces where guests can relax and have their meals, their drinks, you know, just throughout the property. So this is one of them. This is one of our restaurants. This is Bayside Restaurant. Buffet breakfast is served here. The seating arrangements has been rearranged a little bit where some guests would prefer the in-house dining, others would prefer outdoor. Now, when I say outdoor, it's like poolside, as you would see. So on the video. So, you know, it's a matter of choice, really. And this view here is overlooking the ocean as well. And of course, sometimes on weekends and, you know, just random, depending on the occupancy and stuff, there's actual live pan for breakfast. This here is our other restaurant, which we refer to as the Sunset Grill. This is the place to lime, as we say in Trinidad and Tobago, hang out. Both lunch and dinner are served here in our it's sort of a natural rustic setting. This is the lower deck here where it's overlooking the ocean. And sometimes these are often used for specialty events and dinners and so forth. This here is our bar. Well, our stocked bar here and our experienced bartenders. They're always at your service, always enticing our customers to have our special house cocktails or specialty drinks. Cheers. So we're located on a beachfront. Let me see. Now, this breathtaking view awaits you every morning. So they're handcrafted cabanas. You could relax. Some people come just to sunbathe. We lay out our lounges and stuff as well. You can just come relax here for your enjoyment. Of course, the jetty. This is amazing, and this is summer bar here. It was getting a little bit darker here, so we want to show the light effects at night.
That is that.
So I hope I was able to give you a little bit of walkthrough of our entire property and, showcase us a Tropicist.
Sophia, that was absolutely wonderful. Thank you very much. Ladies, I'm asking Sarah and Marcia, have we got any questions for Sophia? Sophia, I keep saying Sophia, it should be Sophia.
That's all right, that's all right.
Yes, Sophia, there's one request for your email contact.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I can follow that up.
It's just compliments of, being a dream location, amazing view, lovely views.
Thank you. And I want to boast a little bit, sorry if I may. I have an amazing team. It's everyone in terms of services is what we believe in. So when you come, you get everything from the moment you check in to the bar, to the restaurant, housekeeping, you name it, So it's what we're all about, service and ensuring that everybody's well taken care of. And when they're leaving, they don't want to leave, but only because they have to. Yeah. But they're gonna, with the intention of coming back.
That's one of the sad things. We do have to leave eventually.
Yeah. So,
Oh, gosh. Any more questions? I saw somebody come in the Q&A.
Yes.
Anything?
There's one more question.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see turtles on the beach?
Sorry, I didn't know what you said.
Can you see turtles on the beach, and do you serve roti at Tropicus?
Yes, we do. Well, let me answer your first question. The second question. Yes, sometimes we do curry nights, bust up shot, paratha. We do the occasional curry night for guests, and of course we have how we do our menu. Sometimes we do have themes. So one you get a Chinese, an Indian, a local. So it's something in there for everybody. Yeah, and then sometimes, of course, with our amazing chef team, we do requests as well. So yeah, and some crab. Have we seen crab? Let's see.
No, turtles. Turtles.
Sorry, they're crabs. We see little crabs and other animals, but turtles, no, sadly.
Are you wheelchair accessible?
I was told actually they come up once a year sometimes, but it's been rare since we have seen. But sorry, what's the question you asked me? Sorry.
Are you wheelchair accessible?
We have ground floor. Our ground floor rooms could access a little bit, but we're in the process of getting things better organized so that we can actually be able to facilitate properly. But our ground floor rooms are available for persons who are on a wheelchair, whether it's the superior side. The superior room sections may be better because of how with the pathway, as you would have seen, to the superior side, on the ground floor, that is, yeah.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Sophia. Thank you very, very much. Please stay with us because we're going to need your bonus entry question at the end of the session. So next we have Phil. We have Phil Williams, TTT Excursions, and he's going to take you on a wonderful journey around Tobago, and also look out for that. I wonder if anyone can guess at the end what experience he's going to talk about, which I have never experienced, which I think is fantastic. Phil, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Excellent. Wonderful.
Good day, everyone.
Okay.
It is a pleasure to be here with you. I am a native of Tobago and I've lived in Tobago for almost all my life. And it's because of my love for tourism and my passion for the island that TTT Excursions was birthed. TTT Excursions It's a small business that is managed by my dad and I. And we manage the business together, and we participate in the execution of the tours and transfers as the case may be. The business we have 5 vehicles committed to TTT excursions. Stephen, can you show us the next slide? We have 5 vehicles committed to TTT excursions, 2 large buses, which have a capacity each of 22 passengers. And then we have a smaller one, which has a capacity of 13 passengers, followed by 2 cars, taxis, of course, that can accommodate 4 passengers each. Next slide, Stephen. So this is our beautiful island of Tobago here. As you can see, it is 26 miles long by 7.5 miles wide. And today, my duty here is to whet your appetite with the beautiful island of Tobago. So what I'm going to be doing here is sharing 6 experiences or excursions that we offer here in Tobago. And my belief is that after you hear this presentation and these 6 offerings, you will come to Tobago and you will also send your clients to Tobago. So at the very bottom of the map there, you would notice a square. That's where our airport is located. And for the very first excursion, we will be going right up the Atlantic coast from the airport straight to the village of Speyside before we board our boat to head over to the beautiful island of Little Tobago. Next slide, Stephen. So it takes us just about 1 hour and 15 minutes from Crown Point to Speyside, where we board our Reef boat, which takes about 20 minutes to the beautiful island of Tobago. And if I may talk about Little Tobago for a little bit, Little Tobago is one of the most important bird colonies that we have on the island of Tobago. We have various species of seabirds that you can find here. And if I may mention a few, we have bridal terns, we have the magnificent frigate bird, we have the laughing gull, Leucophilus atricilla, and the bird that you see there on the presentation is the bird that I consider the most loyal or the most patriotic bird that you can find in Trinidad and Tobago. And the reason I consider it the most patriotic bird that you can find in Trinidad and Tobago is because this bird, for its lifetime, carries the national colors of Trinidad and Tobago. Would you believe that? And all future generations will carry the same national colors of Trinidad and Tobago. And our colors are red, white, and black, as you can see depict the bird there. After we do this, the Little Tobago, and we look at the birds and you enjoy and you take your photos, we can do some snorkeling on the beautiful reef that is found within very close vicinity of Little Tobago. So there in the photo, you can see one of our guests snorkeling. You might have been looking at a large barracuda, for all you know. We have sponges, corals, we have schooling fishes, we have seahorses, we have rays, we have so many different things that you can see on our beautiful reefs that are still in very good condition. So I now take you to the second excursion, which is the main ridge. So we journey now from Speyside and we head down to the village of Roxborough and head into the center of the island, which is between Roxborough and Bloody Bay on the Caribbean side of the island. And Tobago, in our rainforest, we have so much to boast about. First, to begin with, our rainforest is the oldest protected rainforest in the Western Hemisphere. And this rainforest has been protected since April 13, 1776. Isn't that a very long time? apart from the year that it was protected, there's still so much to speak about our rainforest. First, to begin with, it is a protected area that comprises approximately 10,000 acres of land. Just imagine a small island that is 116 square miles with 10,000 acres of protected rainforest that has never been cultivated. So we have here in Tobago so many species of birds that you don't have to search all day long to find. We have approximately 250 species of birds. We have 16 species of lizards. We have 17 species of bats. We have 123 species of butterflies. We have 24 species of snakes. And the list goes on and on. The bird that you see depicted there in the presentation slide is the white-tailed saberwing. And the white-tailed saberwing is the largest hummingbird that you can find on the beautiful island of Tobago. But that's not the only fascinating fact about the white-tailed saberwing. Believe it or not, this bird can only be found in two parts of the world. It can be found in Venezuela and here in Tobago. No other part of the world that you go, you will be able to see this bird. Next slide, Stephen. This is the Trinidad Mud Mutt, and this bird can be found all over the island of Tobago. You don't have to journey long in order to find this bird. But the reason why I'm highlighting this bird, because it is one of my favorite birds. I consider it to be one of the richest birds that you can find in Tobago. And the reason I consider it to be one of the richest birds you can find in Tobago is because, believe it or not, this bird actually lives in the bank. This bird tunnels makes its nest in the bank, and they usually lay about 3 to 4 white eggs. They cave a hole in the bank and lay the eggs there in the bank. Stephen, next slide. So you think we only have birds? What you see in the next slide here is the ocellated gecko. And this gecko is truly patriotic, because you can only find this gecko right here in Tobago, only in Tobago. So if you want to see a place that has so many unique factors to offer, Tobago is the place for you. Next slide, Stephen. Our rainforest, our main ridge, is on a mountain. It is mainly mountainous. And believe it or not, we have fishes that you can find in the rainforest. And believe you me, those fishes weren't brought there by humans. We have some fishes with special evolutionary abilities. The fish that you see here is called the Jumping Wabin. And I want you to listen to this one. The Jumping Wabin actually has the ability to climb rocks. And that is how it makes its way into the rainforest. Now this fish jumps or hops on the rock and makes its way into new streams. And it has the ability to breathe air through its tail. And that is why it's able to make its way all the way up into the rainforest. Stephen? So after we make our way into the rainforest, which takes us, depending on the trail that you journey, takes you about an hour and a half or an hour and 45 minutes, we take you to the refreshing waters of the Argyle Waterfall. And this waterfall has the ability to remove years off of you. So after you take a dip in our waterfall, sometimes we can't even recognize the guests. Stephen, let's see the next slide. There's a short clip that I took of the Argyle waterfall. So this is the water that will make you. Right. So we move now to our third experience. And we know most people, everywhere they go, they like to taste the delicacies of the place that they are visiting. And so I introduce you here now to the dirt oven. Now the dirt oven is the oven that we use here in the Caribbean and specifically in Tobago before the introduction of stoves. This oven is made of mud, clay, it's made of sometimes cow manure, and they compact the materials in such a way that they create this shape that you see in front of you. And what we do is we heat the oven with coconut husks and dry wood and bring it to a temperature. And when it's fully heated, there is a back door that you can't see in this photo. We push the heated material through the back door and we cover both cavities. And when we cover the cavities, it keeps or traps the heat. So as you see there, that's a lady there in the red and she's putting her pastries into the dirt oven. And this oven is something that we grew up with here in Tobago. I recall the days of my grandmother baking all her delicacies in the oven. Sometimes she would put up to 20, 30 loaves of bread in this dirt oven. So here in Tobago, as you journey around the island, you would see several villages that still operate dirt ovens here throughout the island. Now this experience, when we take tourists to see the dirt oven, it's sort of an interactive experience because the guest has the opportunity to also mix the bread and to light the fire and to put the bread in the oven, wait until it's finished, and then we have some fun and we eat the bread that was baked. Doesn't that sound interesting to you? It's really an interesting and engaging experience that I think once you come to Tobago, you must try it. Next slide, Stephen. And as we continue along with the culinary experiences, we have an experience where we take you to the private home of an individual on the island to get a feel for the Tobago food and how we live as a people. And in this, we focus on traditional dishes that are made here in Tobago. So one of those dishes that we make here in Tobago that you may not necessarily know of is a dumpling and something we call cornfish. So if I may explain to you, cornfish is something that looks like and bears some resemblance to saltfish. It tastes slightly different. It is salted. And the reason we came up with cornfish, because in the days of no refrigerators, Tobago is an island that we do a lot of fishing on. And with the abundance of fish, they had to find some way of preserving the fish. And corning the fish is one of those ways that we would have preserved the fish. So here, the guests also have the opportunity of looking at the process of making the cornfish, and they also participate in preparing the meal. And after we have prepared the meal, the dumplings and the cornfish, we sit around the table, we have a good laugh and we chat and we eat all of it. And yes, you can have your second share. Stephen, next slide. So here we still have some photos of persons just gathering, and also at this particular location, we have hummingbird feeders. So as you eat and as you enjoy the experience, you can also photograph the hummingbirds, which will be in the background buzzing all over your ears. So I take you now to the historical tour. And Tobago, if I may say, is an island that is very rich in culture. I mean,
seem to have lost you. Phil? Come in, boat number 3. Phil, please come back to us. Sarah, could you tell me if you can still see him on the video? Because obviously I can only see the presentation. So
Repeat for me, Stephen.
Yeah,
I can hear you now. I can hear you now. Continue on. Go ahead. Go on.
So what you see in front of you is the Koala Monument. And the Koala Monument was erected in memory of the Koalanders. Have any of you heard about the Koalanders before? If not, Koaland is a duchy that is or was located in the Republic of Latvia, as it is called today. So yes, the Latvians were here and they came in 1654 and left in 1659. They surrendered their colony again to the Dutch. So yes, the Latvians came from as far as Latvia to settle right here on the beautiful island of Tobago. Everybody wants to come to Tobago and we want you to come to Tobago. Next slide. So what you see in front of you here is the St. Patrick Anglican Church. And the reason why I would have selected this church is simply because I want you to look at the architecture of this building. This building was consecrated in 1843. And the brick that was used to construct this church is what we refer to as ballast bricks or fire bricks. And those bricks were the stabilizers that were used on the merchant ships that came from Europe to take sugar back to Europe. So those bricks were the stabilizers. And to go back to Europe, the stabilizers would be the sugar cane or the produce that was transported back. Now, what is also interesting about this area here is that on the premise of this church, there is a gravestone of the oldest surviving female slave that contributed to the building of the church. And her name is Jane Lovell, and she hails from the Sankofa tribe, which is in West Africa. Jane Lovell actually lived to be 103 years. She was born in 1820 and died in 1923. And so the history is just so rich. I can't see why you are still in your countries. You need to come to Tobago. Stephen, next slide. And number 6. Number 6 is the last share with you today.
We've lost him again. Come back to us.
Right, can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Go ahead, go.
Okay. So this experience is very exciting. This is what we refer to as goat racing in Tobago. Now, goat racing has been practiced in Tobago since 1925. It is almost 100 years since we have been racing goats in Tobago. It is something that is relatively seasonal. We have it, the main event is once per year, but because this event is so unique to Tobago, we have it available for tourists whenever you come. So, boat racing, with this event here, you have the ability to actually participate in running against one of the jockeys. You have the advantage of actually seeing the jockeys run. And then we have a race between the guests that come to see the actual race. Isn't that interesting? Where else in the world can you go and see men run with goats? And by the way, you have to be like a Usain Bolt to keep running with those goats, right? And after you run with the goats, we take you to swim with the goats in the blue Caribbean Sea called Castara Bay. You can't quite see the color here because of the angle that the photo was taken, but here you can see this lady who is also a tour guide swimming with the goats and the jockey in the background. I think that this tour is excellent and you need to come to Tobago. So ladies and gentlemen, this brings me to the end of my presentation. I hope that you did enjoy it. And we do look forward to seeing you in Tobago and your clients in Tobago on your next travel. Thank you for listening.
Phil, thank you very much. That was absolutely amazing. Thank you. Any questions? Ladies, any questions for Phil?
Yes, we have a couple questions for Phil. Phil, Lisa wants to know.
I'm listening.
Lisa wants to know if your excursions are available to cruise lines.
If the excursions are available to cruise lines?
Yes.
The excursions are available to anybody, yes?
Okay, Darren is asking what's the cost of the culinary experience and is there a minimum to book the tour?
For the culinary experience, yes, there's a minimum of 5 persons, and it will cost you 300 TT per person.
Okay, Patricia wants to know how long is each excursion and would you be able to do more than one excursion in a day?
Some of the excursions are longer than others. For instance, the Little Tobago tour, that can run you 4 to 5 hours in length. So, I mean, you can do more than one excursions per day, but it depends on the selection of the excursions.
Thank you. Darren wants to know what day is goat racing and the cost.
Goat racing doesn't have a specific day, but it takes some time to arrange the event. So once the customers book in advance, we arrange the event on the day that the customer actually wants to do it. Now, that also has a minimum booking of 6 persons, and the cost per person for that one is $700 TT.
Okay, Phil, can you kindly place your contact details in the chat so everyone can access it, please?
Sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Phil. And some really interesting questions there. Thank you, guys. Now, we have the final presentation. The final presentation is from 2 ladies, Elizabeth Williams, the guest and service manager, reservations manager, and Marguerite Suku Sorias, the F&B manager from the Coco Reef Resort and Spa. Ladies, are you there?
Yes, we are. Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Excellent. Right, I will now start your presentation and please proceed. Once again, everyone, you guys know what to do. So questions, please put them in the chat or in the Q&A, and we'll come up with the questions after the presentation. Okay.
Okay. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our beautiful island, Tobago, and to our wonderful hotel, Coco Reef Resort and Spa. As you enter, this is an overview of the property. We are surrounded, we are nestled, as we say, between 2 wonderful beaches. Here you are entering into our grand lobby. This is our vintage gold Rolls Royce. This is what greets our guests, and it sets the pace for the experience that we're going to have at the Coco Reef. Entering into our lobby, you sanitize at the door first, and you are guided by our concierge to check in on your right. And then this is what everyone waits for, the breathtaking view of Coco Bay. As you walk out onto our crown terrace, you are in ocean. To the right, you have Pigeon Point, and to the left, we have Straw Bay. And as you get down to the beach, this is what awaits you. Our own private, secluded beach area, Coco Bay. In Coco Bay, guests are treated to the warm Caribbean water. Also, you can do snorkeling in the bay, and we also have our non-motorized sports that you can do at the dive shop.
This is we're leading into our fine dining restaurant, which is Tamara's Restaurant. As you can see, there's an overview of the buffet area, and every single table at the restaurant, we have approximately 50 tables for dining. You can see an ocean view. So it's a beautiful view for having breakfast, lunch, or dinner at one of our restaurants, which is Tamara's Restaurant. Our second restaurant is the Bacchanal's Beach Restaurant, which is also our casual restaurant. So as you can see, once again, the wonderful view of Coconut Bay from every single dining area at the restaurant. We have our executive chef, Maurice Eswick, and his staff, who will provide you with wonderful cuisine, ranging from both local to international. Now we're going into the Bobster's Bar, which is also our champagne bar. It's an air-conditioned bar where guests can sit and enjoy a selection of cocktails, champagne, cigars, provided by our well-experienced bar staff. On the walls, you can see some of our Calypsonians that have graced us at the Coco Reef Resort and Spa. So when you come to Coco Reef Resort and Spa, you are welcome and enjoy having a wonderful experience within our food and beverage areas.
And here we have our Deluxe Ocean View Suite. This suite is called the Mud Mutt Suite. And as you enter, you have a sitting area. Our guests are treated to the lovely view of Scarborough Beach from their balcony. This suite has 2 bathrooms. You have a bedroom, master bedroom. It's air-conditioned, cable television. There's a mini fridge and also a safe in the room. You have your closet space as well. Your bathroom and bathroom amenities are provided. Beach towels for the pool. Bath towels for the bathroom. This is where you can sit after a long day and relax, not having to go to your bedroom. And here we have the master bedroom. So the comfort and of this bedroom, of this suite, gives you two balconies, a private balcony and an open balcony. You can sit in the evening and relax and look at the sunset. This is our Mud Mutt suite. This suite is usually for couples, honeymooners. And what our housekeeper does, the team puts a personal touch to your occasion, be it an anniversary, a wedding, birthday, they personalize it with some lovely decorations. So there you have your second bathroom. So at the resort, we have 5 suites, 110 garden view rooms, 17 garden villas. We have 4 2-bedroom villas as well. This is the second room is our deluxe ocean view room. So this offers, again, for couple, it's on the upper floor. You get an elevated view of the Caribbean Sea and our lovely Coco Bay. You sit out in your open balcony and enjoy your drink on the balcony and a view of Coco Bay and Antigen Point. And again, our housekeepers put a personal touch to your room with a special welcome that is written in petals. The rooms are very, very comfy. It's air conditioned. Yeah. This is our 2-bedroom garden suite. This is one of them. This is the inside of our Sunset Villa. So the Sunset Villa is nestled. You have your own private grounds, and it faces the Strawberry Beach facility. Again, so this is inside of the Sunset Villa, and this is mostly booked by our guests that does like weddings for an anniversary, because it's very, very, very comfy, and it's very, there's a personal touch to it. Here you have a look at our spa. The spa is equipped with state-of-the-art fitness equipment. We also have the spa where you can do your treatments and massages. And here we have our pool areas. The pool is surrounded by ocean view and garden view rooms. So thank you all for your time and for your listening here. And we hope to see you all soon at the Coco Resort and Spa. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, ladies. That was wonderful. Thank you. And of course, now I ask my ladies if we have any questions for Mrs. Williams and Marguerite Suku-Sorias.
Yes,
Hi,
Stephen, we have one question.
Mm-hmm.
How many restaurants are there at Coco Reef?
We have 2 restaurants at the Coco Reef Resort and Spa. We have a fine dining restaurant, which is Tomorrow's Restaurant, which you will have seen in the video. And we also have a beach restaurant, which is called the Bacchanal's Restaurant. That is actually located close to the Coconut Bay itself.
Okay. Is there a kids club at Coco Reef? That's the second question. Is there a kids club at Coco Reef?
No, we don't have a kids club currently, but we don't have a kids club, but there is a group on events, and there are activities that the kids can do.
Sorry, Marcia, did you hear that clearly?
Stephen?
Did you hear the response clearly? I didn't quite get that myself. Sorry.
Yes, yes. And okay. Phil, I think this question may be for you. When is the turtle season? Phil?
Phil? Well, I can actually answer that question. It starts from March and it goes all the way through to September. I was waiting for Phil to answer that question, but as it was directed to him, but it starts from March. Okay. With the leatherback turtles, the leatherbacks, they will lay through that period, and then 6 weeks later, their little nestlings, their little hatchlings will pop out throughout that whole period. So yeah, so it's kind of between March and September.
And there's just one more question. This question was for Sophia. Would you recommend car hire for your hotel? Sophia?
Sorry about that. Sorry. Okay, so at the moment, no, sorry, I had to unmute. At the moment, we do have transport available at the property, like we do airport transfers for our guests. It's available, and we also have a couple persons who works with us that does tour guides and like tour guides around the property island as well. We have already partnered with one local company that does car rentals with us. But I mean, it's always nice to have expand and make it a little more available to our clients. Yeah.
Okay, and there's one other question in the chat. I think this may be relevant for both Coco Reef and Tropicus Beach Hotel. Can guests get COVID antigen tests on property?
So what is happening is that the COVID antigen test is done at the airport, but I know that the agency do private services as well. So they'll come to you if you require it at an additional cost.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's available and can be arranged through the front desk?
Yes, it can be arranged, yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I think that is it with regards to the Q&A. I mean, obviously, if there are any more questions, please just quickly put them in whilst I'm babbling on now. Thank you to everyone. Thank you to all my guests, to Sophia, to Phil, to Elizabeth, and to Marguerite. It's been absolutely wonderful. Thank all you guys, you agents, from taking part. Can anyone, Coco Reef, ladies, could you guys come up quickly with a question based on your presentation? Just think of one and I'll come back to you in a few seconds. Participants at the moment, can any of you put down in the chat, and I might send you something, I might send you a little gift if you get it right, the first person to get this right. And this is down to you, Sarah, to pick it.
But make sure, Stephen, just before you do that, just make sure that everybody's writing to everybody. So on the little drop box, just make sure that you change it to everyone, because at the moment, a lot of people are writing to just us, so everybody won't see it. So you must change your drop down.
Should I also stop sharing as well?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, sorry, before I do that bit, there's my email address. There's the online training program, which everyone should at least try and do if you haven't done it yet. And we also have a rewards program, so when people start traveling in the new year and we start getting bookings for next year, please log them on Tobago Rewards and you will earn amazing prizes for that. But also just take those last, screen grab this page. I'll babble for a little bit. Okay, you all got the instructions from Sarah just now. So what one excursion that Phil presented have I, Stephen, not experienced? He went through a whole stream of experiences in Tobago, and there's one particular one which I've not experienced.
Okay, I'm presuming that this is the goats.
What answers are you getting?
While you were still talking, we was having the goats. So we're swimming with the goats, the goat racing. So yeah, this to me sounds like a brand new excursion. So I think that I agree with them. Are we right?
It's actually swimming with the goats. No, I have never ever done that experience. So whoever put that down first,
Daryl was the first person. Daryl, he was.
Let me write his name down. Daryl. Yeah. We'll find. You can get me his details afterwards, and I'll see if I can get something from the office and send that to him. Daryl, well done, Daryl. That was a good guess, and you're absolutely spot on. So. This month, as Sarah pointed out at the very beginning, I have just changed it, just off the cuff, because you can, and I'm going to give away 2 of my special, beautiful gift boxes full of lovely goodies. So, first of all, Sophia, look at me, Sophia. Hello, Sophia.
I'm sorry, I'm talking to one of my guests. I'm sorry, I apologize.
That's okay, that's okay. Have you come up with a quick question for the agents attending right now?
I'm going to keep it simple. Just quick, simple. How many standard rooms do I have?
How many standard rooms does Sophia have at the Tropicus Beach Hotel? Right, we're getting loads of different numbers here. Oh,
They were paying attention. Okay.
Okay, so the first answer we've got is from Danny at 49. Is that correct or incorrect?
No, it's
No.
that total number.
Yes,
Okay.
that's the total number of rooms. Even I knew that one. Sorry.
We've got Nuja that said 21.
No, it's 20 actually.
It's
So
20.
Sharon was the first person. Well done, Sharon.
All right, you take down. You're going to take down her
21
details.
superior, 20 standard.
Sorry. Yes, so we got 20. So superb. Well done, Sharon. Excellent. So you're going to get one of my wonderful prizes. Over to Coco Reef. Right. Based on your presentation, based on the things that you spoke about, can we have a quick question from you for the second of my gift boxes?
Sure, no problem. Hello, everyone again. What is the name of the bay at the Coco Reef Resort and Spa?
What is the name of the bay at the Coco Reef Resort and Spa? A very nice question. It's a very easy question.
Very,
And
very simple.
who was the first, Sarah? What was
So
the
we've
first?
got Nuja that said Coco Bay.
I think that was. You guys have to confirm it. It's up to you. It's your question. Coco Bay?
No.
Was that correct?
I
Yes.
think someone got it, huh? Someone said it.
Yes,
Is it
Coco Bay.
Coco Bay or is it
Coconut
Coconut Bay?
It's Coconut Bay.
It's
Okay.
Coconut Bay.
Coconut Bay.
Coconut Bay.
It's Paula.
Okay. So Sarah, you've got the person who put Coconut Bay down first?
Yeah.
Superb. Excellent. Wonderful. Brilliant. Fantastic. So I do believe that is it. I do believe that is it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you all my guests, my special guests today. Thank you all you wonderful agents for taking part, and hopefully you enjoyed this whole series of presentations. Just as a quick reminder, they are still on the MBR website. So if you have missed any of the previous presentations, please go to, Sarah, help me out, MBR.
It's mybookingrewards.com/webinars.
mybookingrewards.com/webinars, and you can find the Tobago ones as well as obviously others and other places, but we don't want to talk about them. So yes, wonderful. Thank you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This has been an absolute pleasure. I've enjoyed every second of this, and I look forward to again joining you next year with another series focused on perhaps some different things into 2022 when we're up and running and open again. Thank you, guests. Thank you, visitors. Thank you, Sarah, for making this wonderful. Perfect.
No
Brilliant.
problem. You're very welcome. Thank you, everybody. It's been lovely to see you, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.
Excellent.
Bye.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.